I never wanted the house. It stood on the edge of the forest, far from any real town, an old Victorian thing with a tilted roof and windows that stared like blind eyes. My grandmother, Agnes, had lived there alone for most of her life, and when she passed, no one wanted to claim what she left behind. But I did, not because I loved her. I barely knew her, but something about that house pulled at me like a voice calling through a locked door. It started the night I arrived. I'd barely stepped through the threshold. When I felt it, the air inside wasn't still. It had weight, like 1,000 breaths had been taken and held, waiting for someone new to exhale. The wooden floors creaked not just under my feet, but ahead of me, as if someone had just walked out of sight. There were mirrors in every room, some cracked, some spotless, but none of them showed me the way I truly looked. My reflection always seemed a second too slow. That first night I dreamt of a woman standing by my bed. She wore a long black dress that dragged behind her like smoke, and her face, I couldn't see it, only the mouth, a pale, stretched smile, not quite human. She leaned in and whispered something I couldn't understand. The only word I caught was, back. When I woke up, the room smelled like burnt flowers. I tried to convince myself it was just the house playing tricks. Old wood, old walls. Grief, maybe, or guilt. But the second night was worse. I found a journal in the drawer of the vanity. Upstairs, my grandmother's. Handwriting. Messy and frantic, like she had written while shaking. She stands behind me again. In the mirror. Every night closer. I tried to burn her reflection. I failed. There is something wrong with this bloodline. I slammed the book shut, and that was when I heard it. A knock. From the mirror. Not the door. Not the wall. The damn mirror in front of me. One soft knock, then silence. I didn't sleep that night. Every time I blinked, I thought I saw movement in the corners, a shape in the hallway, a figure outside the window that vanished when I turned. No sound, no footsteps, just presence. By the fourth night, the dreams returned. This time I wasn't in bed. I was outside, standing under the willow tree behind the house. The woman in black stood across from me. No wind, no breath, just those dead, glassy eyes locked onto mine. And then she stepped into me. I felt her like cold water under my skin, like grief but deeper, like something alive trying to fit inside me. I screamed awake, except I wasn't in bed. I was outside under the willow, barefoot, mud on my hands, a scratch down my cheek like a nail had traced it. I called the town priest the next morning. I don't know why. I don't even believe in all that. But when he heard the address, he paused. "Ma'am," he said slowly, "you need to leave that place." I asked him why. He only said one sentence before hanging up. That's where she first appeared. I went back to the journal. Pages had changed, I swear it. Pages I didn't remember seeing. One now had a drawing, crude, frantic, burnt into the paper like someone pressed too hard. It was the black lady, the same shape from my dreams, but this time she wasn't alone. Behind her were others, smaller, faded, like shadows following her, feeding off her. Agnes had written under the drawing, "You never see them at first, but once she shows her face, the rest follow." I tried to leave that night. I packed my bags, keys in hand, walked down the creaking stairs, but the front door was gone. Not locked, gone. Just a wall where it had been. I screamed. Ran to the back door, same thing. A blank wall. No windows anymore. The mirrors, still there, all of them. And every single one showed me standing still while my reflection moved. I lost time after that. Hours, maybe days. I stopped counting. The only thing that kept me grounded was Inez's voice, echoing in her writings. She came through the blood. She waits for the one who stays. I knew what it meant. The Black Lady wasn't haunting this house. She was born in it, birthed from decades of silence, secrets and sorrow, a wound that never healed, just dressed in black and left to wander. And now she wanted me, not to scare me, but to replace her. She visits every night now. She doesn't need to knock anymore. I see her in mirrors, in the corners of my eyes, in the shape of my shadow when the lights flicker. She's getting closer. She's already inside the walls, inside me. And the worst part? Last night I smiled at myself in the mirror, and my reflection didn't smile back. I tried to fight her, tried everything I could think of, burning the mirrors, tearing down old portraits, whispering prayers I barely remembered from childhood. But the more I resisted, the more she became me. Not like possession, no twisting neck or demon growls. No, this was quieter, slower. She didn't need to take control. She just needed me to forget who I was. The house stopped fighting back. That was the worst part. No more creaks, no whispers. The mirrors were calm. Even the air felt normal, like nothing had ever happened. But I knew that was her way of getting under the skin. When you're no longer afraid, you're easier to wear. One morning, I found a photograph tucked inside one of the old books in the study. It showed my grandmother, younger, maybe in her 20s, standing beside a mirror, and inside the reflection, a woman in black behind her shoulder. I stared at that photo for hours. The Black Lady didn't haunt us because we lived in this house. We were her, all of us, generations of women cracked by grief, swallowed by silence, each becoming a piece of her, each leaving a mirror behind. That night, I heard her voice for the first time. Not a whisper, a full sentence. You never left. I was in the attic. Don't ask me why. I just woke up there. Candles had lit themselves. The air was freezing, yet I was sweating like I had a fever. She stood across the room, closer than ever. This time I saw her face, and I understood why everyone described her as faceless, because her face was a reflection of mine. I fell to my knees, not in fear, in recognition. Everything made sense. The dreams, the footsteps, the need to come here. This house wasn't calling me. It was remembering me, and I was finally remembering it back. I wasn't the victim of a haunting. I was the heir of a curse, one that wore black and waited in mirrors. After that, the house let me outside again, like it had finished feeding. The trees looked normal. The birds chirped. I even laughed for a moment, like someone waking from a nightmare. I drove to town, bought groceries, talked to people. But every time I looked into a window, or a car mirror, or a screen, I saw her, behind me, not the full shape anymore, just fragments. Her hand on my shoulder, her smile in my lips, a glimpse of black at the edge of my eyes. I stopped sleeping. The journal began writing itself. I'd leave it blank, and in the morning there'd be a new page, new handwriting. Not mine, not Annes's. Soon another will come, and you'll be the one waiting. I wanted to scream, to run, to burn the place down, but deep inside a cold voice said, "Let her in." So I did. I stopped fighting, let her wrap around me like fog, and it didn't feel like dying. It felt like becoming whole, like I had been split my whole life, and now I was finally together again. The silence wasn't silence anymore. It was listening. The house wasn't haunted. It was alive, and it loved me. Now I sit in the same chair where Agnes once wrote her last words. I see what she saw. I feel what she felt. And I finally understand why she stayed. Because the Black Lady isn't a ghost. She's a story, told over and over again, from mother to daughter, from whisper to scream, from reflection to reality. One day, someone else will inherit this house, and when they do, I'll be the one behind the mirror